The story of Dwarka is one of India's most profound and enduring legends. It speaks of a magnificent city, meticulously planned and constructed. This city was said to be the capital of Lord Krishna. Ancient narratives paint a picture of unparalleled prosperity and grandeur. Dwarka was not just a city, it was a symbol of a golden age. Its streets were wide, its buildings tall, and its gardens lush. The people of Dwarka were believed to live in harmony and abundance. The legend describes Dwarka as a formidable fortress protected by the sea. It was built on the western coast of India in what is now Gujarat. The city was renowned for its advanced engineering and architectural marvels. Lord Krishna, according to the texts, commissioned Vishwakarma, the celestial architect, to build this extraordinary city. The most poignant part of Dwarka's legend is its tragic demise. Ancient texts narrate that the city was reclaimed by the ocean. This submergence occurred approximately 36 years after the Great Mahabharata War. The sea, which once protected Dwarka, rose to engulf it completely. The mystery of a lost city lying beneath the waves fuels curiosity and research. Ancient Indian texts are rich repositories of information. The Mahabharata, the Bhagavata Purana, and the Vishnu Purana, among others, provide detailed descriptions of Dwarka. These texts are often viewed as mythological or religious scriptures. However, they also contain valuable clues about the geography, society, and events of ancient India. The descriptions of Dwarka are remarkably specific. They speak of a well-planned city with distinct sectors, public spaces, and impressive infrastructure. The Mahabharata, in its Mausala section, vividly recounts the final days of Dwarka. It describes omens, internal strife within the Yadava clan, and ultimately, the sea engulfing the city. Arjuna, a central figure in the epic, is depicted witnessing this catastrophic event. The text states that the ocean, which had previously granted land for the city's construction, reclaimed its due. The Puranas further elaborate on Dwarka's splendor. They describe its strategic location, its strong fortifications, and its advanced layout. The consistency across different textual sources regarding Dwarka's grandeur and its eventual submergence lends weight to the possibility of a historical basis for the legend. To investigate claims from ancient texts, such as the story of Dwarka, a singular approach is often insufficient. My research methodology emphasizes a multidisciplinary framework. This framework integrates evidence from diverse fields. These fields include textual analysis, archaeology, astronomy, geology, and oceanography. By combining insights from these different disciplines, we can build a more comprehensive and robust understanding of past events. This approach allows for cross-validation of evidence, strengthening the conclusions drawn. Textual analysis forms the foundation of this approach. Ancient Indian texts are meticulously examined for specific details. These details can include geographical descriptions, genealogies of kings, accounts of significant events, and, crucially, descriptions of astronomical observations. These textual clues provide a narrative and a potential timeline. However, these clues must be tested against scientific evidence. The goal is not to prove the text literally true in every aspect, but to identify the historical events and realities that may have inspired them. Astronomy plays a pivotal role in dating ancient events. Many ancient texts contain precise descriptions of planetary positions, eclipses, and comets associated with important occurrences. Using modern astronomical software, we can simulate the sky of the past. This allows us to identify dates when these described celestial configurations would have been visible. The Mahabharata itself provides numerous clues that can be used to establish a timeline for its events. My research has focused on meticulously analyzing these textual references. One key aspect is the internal chronology of the epic, which links various events including the Kurukshetra War and the subsequent destruction of Dwarka. The text explicitly states that Dwarka was submerged 36 years after the war. Therefore, determining the date of the Mahabharata War is crucial for dating Dwarka's submergence. This requires careful examination of genealogies, king lists, and specific time markers mentioned within the epic and related Puranic literature. Through extensive textual analysis, focusing on over 500 specific astronomical, seasonal, and geographical references, I have proposed that the Mahabharata War occurred in 5561 BCE. This date is derived from a consistent set of astronomical alignments described in the epic. The consistency of these multiple astronomical markers pointing to a narrow time frame around 5561 BCE is a significant finding. If the Mahabharata war took place in 5561 BCE, then, according to the textual statement of a 36-year gap, the submergence of Dwarka would have occurred around 5525 BCE. This timeline is considerably older than many conventional estimates for the period of the Mahabharata. Section 5. Celestial Alignments, Astronomical Dating of the Mahabharata Era. The use of astronomical data is a powerful tool for dating ancient events. The Mahabharata is replete with references to specific celestial phenomena. These include planetary positions, conjunctions, eclipses, both solar and lunar, and cometary sightings. These observations were often recorded in relation to significant events, such as the preparations for the Kurukshetra War, or during the war itself. My research has meticulously cataloged and analyzed these astronomical references to determine their consistency and chronological implications. Software like Stellarium, Voyager, and other planetary simulators allow us to reconstruct the sky at any given point in the past, from any location on Earth. By inputting the descriptions of celestial events found in the Mahabharata, we can search for dates when these configurations would have occurred. My analysis indicates that the unique sequence of more than 200 astronomical events described in the Mahabharata aligns remarkably well with the year 5561 BCE. This alignment is not based on a single observation, but on a cluster of interrelated celestial events. This provides strong, independent support for dating the Mahabharata war to this specific year. Section 6. Unearthing a lost city archaeological evidence from submerged Dwarka. The legend of a submerged city off the coast of modern Dwarka in Gujarat has prompted numerous underwater archaeological expeditions. Since the 1980s, marine archaeologists have conducted explorations in the waters near the Gomati River's confluence with the Arabian Sea. These expeditions, notably those led by the late Dr. S.R. Rao and later by the National Institute of Oceanography, have yielded significant findings. Divers have discovered submerged structures, dressed stone blocks, remnants of fortifications, and various artifacts that point towards the existence of an ancient port city that was later inundated by the sea. The underwater discoveries include well-laid foundations, remnants of walls, and large stone anchors. Some of these structures exhibit features consistent with descriptions found in ancient texts. The types of stone anchors found are characteristic of those used in ancient maritime trade in the region. Artifacts such as pottery, beads, and bronze objects have also been recovered. While the precise dating of all these findings is subject to ongoing research and debate, they collectively indicate a significant ancient settlement that was lost to the sea. The location of these underwater ruins near the present-day Dwarkadish temple aligns with the traditional geographical location of Krishna's Dwarka. Section 7. Echoes from the Earth's crust. Paleoseismic data and Dwarka's fate. The sudden submergence of a coastal city like Dwarka, as described in ancient texts, could potentially be linked to significant geological events, such as major earthquakes leading to coastal subsidence or tsunamis. The region of Kutch and Saurashtra, where Dwarka is located, is known to be seismically active. This area lies near active fault lines, and its geological history includes instances of powerful earthquakes that have caused widespread destruction and changes in landform. Therefore, investigating paleoseismic data, the study of past earthquakes, is crucial for understanding the possible mechanisms behind Dwarka's disappearance. Paleoseismological studies involve analyzing geological formations, sediment layers, and coastal features to identify evidence of ancient seismic events. Researchers look for signs such as fault ruptures, soil liquefaction, uplifted or subsided coastlines, and tsunami deposits. Evidence from such studies in the Kutch region indicates that several major earthquakes have occurred over the millennia. Some of these events have been powerful enough to cause significant coastal changes, including the submergence of land. The Mahabharata itself contains verses that can be interpreted as descriptions of earthquake-related phenomena preceding Dwarka's submergence, such as unusual sounds from the earth and disturbances in the sea. The convergence of textual accounts describing a sudden catastrophe with geological evidence of seismic instability in the region strengthens the hypothesis that an earthquake, possibly accompanied by a tsunami or coastal subsidence, played a role in Dwarka's end. Section 8. The encroaching sea correlating sea level rise with Dwarka's submersion. Beyond sudden seismic events, gradual changes in sea level over long periods can also lead to the submergence of coastal settlements. Global sea levels have not been static throughout history. Following the last glacial maximum, around 20,000 years ago, there was a significant rise in global sea levels as ice sheets melted. This rise was not always uniform or continuous. There were periods of rapid rise interspersed with periods of slower rise or stability. Understanding the history of sea level changes along the Indian coastline is therefore vital when investigating a submerged city like Dwarka. Scientific studies on Holocene sea level changes, the last approximately 11,700 years, indicate that the western coast of India has experienced a net rise in sea level. Data derived from various sources, including sediment cores, mangrove stratigraphy, and archaeological evidence from coastal sites, help reconstruct past sea level positions. For the time frame around 5,525 BCE, mid-Holocene, global sea levels were indeed lower than present, but they were actively rising. The proposed timing of Dwarka's submergence around 5,525 BCE, approximately 7,500 years before present, falls within a period when global sea levels were actively transgressing onto continental shelves. If Dwarka was a coastal city built on relatively low-lying land, even a moderate rise in sea level, perhaps exacerbated by local subsidence or a storm surge event, could have led to its inundation over time, or more catastrophically if combined with seismic activity. Section 9. Reinterpreting Ancient Narratives, Implications for History and Civilization. The cumulative evidence from textual analysis, astronomy, archaeology, geology, and oceanography pointing towards the existence and submergence of Dwarka around 5,525 BCE has profound implications. It challenges us to reconsider the conventional timelines for ancient Indian history and the development of urban civilizations. If a sophisticated city like Dwarka existed in the 6th millennium BCE, it suggests that urbanism and advanced societal organization in India may have roots far deeper than currently accepted by mainstream academia. Confirming the historical basis of Dwarka and the Mahabharata era around 5,561 BCE would mean that ancient Indian texts, often dismissed as mere mythology, may contain significant historical truths. These narratives, passed down through millennia, could be valuable records of real events, people, and places, albeit embellished with poetic and allegorical elements. This perspective encourages a more respectful and analytical approach to indigenous knowledge systems and oral traditions. It suggests that myth and history are not always mutually exclusive categories, but can be intertwined, requiring careful methods to disentangle. The findings related to Dwarka also compel us to re-evaluate our understanding of ancient technological capabilities. The descriptions of Dwarka's planning, construction, and maritime prowess, if historically grounded in the 6th millennium BCE, indicate a high level of engineering skill and societal organization. Ultimately, the quest to unveil the truth about Dwarka is a call for continued exploration and an open mind.